Welcome to Sharing Gladness.
Yes, we want to give a warm welcoming to all our beloved listeners and viewers around the world. This is Brother Uzi Pinto. Uzi Pinto better. Uzi Pinto. Well, let's say your friend. If you want to be my friend, I want to be your friend. Well, your servant, because if I can serve you, I will serve you. And, well, your brother, because in Christ we are brothers. So thank you very much for joining us in this new program, new show. Here with me, Sarah and Olga. Sarah Mejia, Olga Cepeda. Welcome. Say something.
Thanks for giving me this opportunity to be here.
Yes.
And I do it with joy.
Yes,
Indeed.
and we are really happy, Sarita, to have you here with us. We know that many people would like maybe to watch a video of this program every day. We are trying to do our best to get the goal, but up to now, let's enjoy this weekly program.
Indeed. We want to thank the Lord for all the viewers that now we are, having. We have heard reports of different parts of the world, and we feel really blessed, really happy that you are following us, that you enjoy the program, that you can even comment. If I'm not wrong, in the last program I commented about one of our followers who is always there enjoying the program and commenting. That's great.
Yes, it is an honor for all of us to have you here in this program, and we hope you may continue receiving happiness, some
Advice.
Yes, and relaxing time.
Yes, that's correct. Remember that the main goal is exactly that, to be able to encourage you to see life in a different way, a happier way, a better way. Remember, news about bad things and negative things are all around. But if you come here, you will not find that.
Yeah. Well, I would like to start the program for today by asking a question.
Okay.
Sarita, what is more difficult for you, listening or speaking? Let me clarify the
About
context.
language?
It's
About
not
language?
about languages, yeah. It's
The
about
students are
daily
like-
life. Yeah, most of them who are studying, I have problems speaking or things like that, but not. I mean, in your mother language, in your relationship with others, what do you think is more difficult for you?
For me, because of my character, because of my way of being, it's more difficult to speak. I'm good at listening. That's why sometimes people come to me and they want to tell me like
Their lives.
their life or their problem or things like that. Because I can be, silent and listening to people.
Beautiful. That's nice.
And I don't like to speak that much.
Okay.
So in this program, I speak a lot.
Well, the idea with the program, of course,
Deception.
exactly.
But people notice maybe that
Okay.
I'm not like when I...
Very talkative. You are
Exactly.
Yes.
When you go to a meeting or, a party, family party.
Except I have like a lot of I
Yeah.
trust
Unless-
somebody
yeah, unless you
and I
have-
am very close to that person. I can speak about many things with that
Got
person,
it.
but it's not like a common thing I do.
Uh-huh.
So maybe people see that as an advantage when they want to, say what they feel or things like that, because no one wants to be like the common topic, maybe, at church or on the streets or at a job or whatever. So I'm good at listening.
All right. How about you?
Ooh, I would say I would be in the balance. I really like to talk, and you know it. But when I realize that the person I'm talking to needs to be listened, then I just allow the person to talk. Of
Now-
course, I will interrupt and I will...
Now let's put it in a more complicated setting. What if the person is a little bit upset, angry, mad? Are you still a good listener?
Wow, I really think it depends on the person, right? I mean,
For instance,
and
can
a
you
stranger like coming very angry, and a stranger and coming like trying to talk to me, it's like, hey, what's
Wait
your
a minute.
but
Yeah.
not a stranger.
Oh,
Maybe
a close person?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, it depends now on
Try
the
to
situation.
think about those moments.
Well, it really has to do with the person, the situation, and even the topic, because yeah, for instance, life like matters, like or family matters. You can say, okay, I would try to just listen and try to make
calm
him
down.
exactly calm down, cool down, and try if the person is receptive, like, okay, I see that he can or she can, calm down, then we can continue talking and listening. That's it.
Well, is that I have seen several times serious difficulties, problems among people, and most of them are because communication was not effective. There were some problems, so drawbacks in communication.
Right.
And something that is really, really important to become a good speaker is to be first a good listener. Even I was reading a book.
That's what we first learned to do, right?
Yeah.
Listening. That's it.
I was reading these days a book. Is the second time, and it says
Quick
to
to
listen. Yeah, slow to speak.
I read the title. I saw
And the
book.
first chapter speaks about that.
Oh.
How to become a good speaker. You need to learn to listen to carefully.
Right.
Do you want to say something? I thought you wanted to add some information.
So it's difficult when you feel that you are right and the other person is wrong, and the person is upset. Maybe
Right.
your impulse is, your tendency is to interrupt and say, but listen to me.
Uh-huh.
But you can make mistakes there, you can hurt, you can repent after.
Yeah, and
Regret.
when a person is angry, when the person is disappointed, upset, that person has been hurt. Maybe you didn't want to do it, but anyways, the person is hurt, and he or she needs to express that. She or he needs to be understood and to let the other person know, hey, I was hurt by the things you said to me.
Right.
So today I would like to talk a little bit about that, about communication, how to be a good listener.
And a good communicator, because
Right.
many times we communicate, but wrongly.
Or we think.
Oh,
that
at least
Most of times
we
you have
assume.
something in your mind and you have an idea or a concept that you think you are transmitting, and the other person most of the
It's
times
not getting
is
it.
getting
No.
it different.
The opposite
is
way.
thinking another thing.
Yeah.
And there are examples of that. For example, when I like clothes, right?
Uh-huh.
And I have something in my mind and I want it to be this way or that way, and you try to tell the person who is going to sew it for you, design it
The
for you.
seamstress.
But I have learned that you have to use drawings and pictures
And even bring the
and
sample of the color you want.
words, and
That's true. That's true. It happened to me, sister.
if not, you will find a totally different dress and style
Of
and
what you
thing when you
wanted.
reach at the end, and you'll be,
I remember one day, Sarita, I went, to the dressmaker, and I was super happy because it was the day for me to receive that dress I had in my mind. And when I saw it, it was totally opposite
and
to my
Uzi would
idea.
never understand
No.
what it feels like.
Well, no.
It is so
Frustrating.
disappointing and frustrating. And if it's the opposite and you get what you wanted in a dress, it's like, oh, you made my day.
Well, the thing is, or the point is, if we want to communicate the right message in and everything that we're picturing in our mind, and wow, I would look like the queen. I don't know. So we have to.
Well, that's something different because
no.
sometimes there are
I'm just
women
No.
who see a beautiful woman, in a picture, and they want to look exactly the
happens
same.
all
Yeah.
the time.
They want the seamstress to make miracles on their bodies.
It
right?
happens all the time, and then they blame the
seamstress?
poor
Oh
lady.
my
I
God.
have seen that.
No,
Like,
no.
you don't know how to do things. This doesn't look like I wanted.
Yeah.
And
You
I am
didn't,
thinking like
why
it
didn't
was
you
a
explain?
top model who was wearing that dress. It would
Yes.
never look like that on you.
Right. So the
All
point.
right.
The point is coming to say more details so that the final result, if it is not the one you expected, at least really
As
close.
similar as possible.
Exactly, as close as much as it could be.
But in order to do that, you need to dedicate time. You need to be willing to spend quality time explaining, and if you are receiving distractions, listening to the person. And the first tip I would like to mention for you to be a good listener is to be an absorber. Not just an observer, but an absorber. The challenge, one of the big challenges we all face is in listening, right? Concerning listening, is to listen without thinking. Why we say this? Because our habit, our tendency is to think about what we are going to say next.
Yes.
And we are not paying attention to what the person is
Just
saying.
said.
It's like brain multitasking,
Right.
like when we are interpreting.
Well, the thing is, sometimes we are so keen on expressing ourselves or showing our point of view that we don't take the time, the seconds, the minute to analyze and try to understand what the other person is
Yeah,
saying.
so sometimes it seems as if we were listening, but in fact
we are
we are
not.
just trying to figure out how we're going to defend ourselves
Exactly.
or what.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
So the first tip is
Please be an absorber, not just an observer.
Perfect.
Which means listen without thinking what you are going to say next.
Focusing
Yeah.
on what the person wants to tell you.
Pay
Like-
attention to
like
everything the
when,
other
when
person is
those
saying.
when those cows chew like the grass, no, and just do it once and twice. Yeah.
Process all the information. Number 2, let the silence do the work. Do not interrupt, like Sarita already said.
Perfect.
Let the other complete their thoughts, and it can help them to get more out and you to take more in.
There's
Got
a like a sentence we use here, or people use, like, let me finish, but let me finish. Will you let me speak? Are you
Yeah.
going to let me
Yeah,
speak?
definitely. I have heard that.
Yes, especially
Indeed.
when they are, in an argument. They are like that.
When the environment is really,
Tense.
tense. Wow.
So try not to interrupt, please. Not easy.
It's when you're right.
And you
when
see,
you're right, you want to.
yeah,
But we
sometimes,
always think we are right, so.
sometimes the person is saying things that are not according to your thoughts or to.
Right.
It is not something real, right? So it's not easy, but if you do it, then you will have time to express yourself.
And I believe, and I really think that's gonna change everything. You will notice, for instance, we could speak about many areas of communication, or like for instance in your family, with your spouse, or even at work, at church, anywhere. And you will notice that probably the other person is not going to say, wow, he's listened to me and he didn't interrupt me. Okay, so probably that's going to cool him off.
Yes.
Like, hey, okay. So the tense environment is going to just be relaxed.
Something I have told is that when you allow the other person to say everything he or she wants to say, then the person even will speak less than expected.
Okay.
But when you are interrupting all the time, it's like adding more wood to the
Yeah.
fire.
The fire.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So
That's
That
a
could be a
nice
good
example.
strategy.
Yeah.
Next one, ask follow-up questions. Seek clarity. Asking follow-up questions is one of the simplest and most powerful ways to get to the next level.
Okay.
Because sometimes, Sarita already said it as well, you maybe understood something, but that is not according to what the person wanted to tell you. You got it in the wrong way.
Yeah, probably your thoughts were prone to something negative, probably, or sometimes we think we in Spanish we say we make the movie in our head.
Yeah. For example, the
complete
person
movie.
says, I didn't like this food. And you're thinking because it's too salty.
Wait,
but
wait.
the person
I
says,
have the perfect
it's
example.
not too salty, it's something else. Or I think that you made it like this because you were upset with me. No, I was busy. Or
Well,
it's like-
I have an example. For instance, some time ago, my wife cooked some boiled beef and chop, and and it tasted sweet. So I said, like, wow. I mean, I didn't. It didn't bother
Reject
me.
it.
No, I was enjoying it and I was eating, but it was strange for me.
Different.
Yeah, different. Like, what did she do today?
I always tell my son, it's different. Don't say it's like
Yeah,
ugly
yucky, yeah.
because it's different. It's
It's
two
different.
different
Yeah,
things.
I also
different.
prefer that word.
So the thing is that I asked her, what did you put to the beef, to the dish? Like, I said, why? So she was like, she thought I didn't like it.
She was
thought-
already defending
yes,
herself.
exactly. And I said, no, I mean, it's different, I said. So that it's different sounded like it was awful or it was yucky, like, yeah. And I asked her again, but seriously, what did you use? I want to know. And she said sugar. I said, like, oh, all right. I thought it was marmalade or something like pineapple or whatever. So okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. And that's it. It's something that we do it before somebody's showing the right intent.
Yeah, so that's why you need to test your understanding.
Okay.
So try to repeat things back and get clarity until you've got it right.
Correct.
So what you wanted to say, Brother Uzi, was this and this and this and this. And
Correct.
Yeah.
Am I
okay.
getting it right?
Yeah, yeah. Is it the way you wanted to say it? Did I?
Yeah.
Did I understand well?
And sometimes the person, when you ask those types of questions, they realize that they have used a term in the wrong way. It has happened to me many times. So
okay.
people say, no,
I didn't mean that.
Yes, I didn't mean that. It's too tough. I use this term in the wrong way. So it's good.
Yeah.
Good.
So follow-up questions.
Okay.
And the last one that it's also, very, very tricky for many of us.
So
I
wait,
include
wait.
myself.
I want to ask you something, Sister Olga.
All right.
Olga, did you take this from the book, or?
Well,
kind of summary?
no, I was doing some extra research, but I found coincidences. So I think it comes from God.
Okay, great. So the final one is.
The final one is measure the feelings. Feelings.
The
Feelings.
Mood,
Yeah.
The mood, I guess.
So most communication is non-verbal. So make sure to look at things like body language as part of your listening.
Wow.
For example, does the person seem upright, relaxed, angry,
Or like this.
confident? Yeah, because sometimes some people don't want to express what they have indeed in the hearts. And they will say, it's okay, no problem.
Or they
Especially
feel
women
limited
here.
to speak.
Yeah, I have heard many husbands
the time.
complaining about women, but I always ask her, are you okay? And she says, yes. But the body language,
It's telling
the
you no.
intonation is saying the opposite.
Read her.
Nothing is
Her
wrong.
physical.
Yeah. And that
Nothing is
face-
wrong, I'm telling you. And they are like, because men are more practical, they like things like more clear.
Simple.
They don't take
Okay.
things so passionately.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they don't get things so easily, like perceive
Are you-
Not
other
as
types
sensible.
of
are
things.
you saying that we're dummy? No.
No, but we want sometimes with that attitude.
To realize
It's
that
so weird, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like we want them to say, "Oh, but like
no.
I know that something is wrong or whatever," but it's not practical.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes with those attitudes, we are saying, I want you to think that everything is okay, but I want you also to know that it is not okay. So it's a kind of contradiction among us, right? Among women. However, when you realize, when you have told that the other person with the body language, with the intonation, with all those other non-verbal signs,
Correct.
is saying a different message, try to talk. Try to help that person to express things. Sometimes it is not good to do it at the very same time when something wrong happened. Sometimes it is wiser to wait a little
wait a
bit,
little
some
bit more.
hours, maybe not
Yes.
days, but hours.
People tend to calm down a little bit after they have spoken and being upset, and they start like breathing, and
Yeah.
then they will be like more willing to
heard-
listen.
I
Yeah.
heard this. What you're saying, this exercise from this famous actor Will Smith, where he would say that whenever they were fighting or whenever they got really upset to each other, they wouldn't talk immediately. They just would go out the house or somewhere else and come back and then talk.
Well, it has happened to me various times that when I feel that a conversation is very, very tense and it's the atmosphere is so heavy and the person is so upset, I come to a point where I just close my mouth. I like no word comes out. I
Okay.
just shut up and I stay like that for some time
Okay.
until I process things, and then I think, and then I try to, and I wait for the moment, and then I come like, we should speak, we should talk. And it has happened to me, but it's like if I press a button, like I don't say anything.
You remind me of
So-
Inside Out.
The movie.
Okay, the movie. Yeah.
But sometimes people get even mad when you don't want to say right. They want to press you, to force you
To speak.
Be careful. Yeah, to speak.
That's not wise.
Be careful, because sometimes it can be worse. So if the other person is not ready, if the other person considers that it is not a good time to talk, please respect
push.
that. Yeah, don't press because it can be worse.
It can be. Yeah.
I like the tip about perceiving the real expressions that are also in the body language and your face expressions, because sometimes we are not smart enough with those things. We
Got
don't, pay attention to
We could-
everything. We just look, for example, you're speaking to me and you're upset and I'm looking to the sky, but I should, try to
that
get
can really
those things.
avoid.
Misunderstand.
Yes, and even make it something small bigger.
And that's so important that I just remember that I read a little bit about those lawyers and psychologists who
They are
are
experts.
very yes,
They are experts on reading body language.
So they know, for example, if a person is lying, because how they look,
Yeah.
how they
What-
move,
what they
their
move.
fingers and things like that, and that's so interesting.
Very
That is-
interesting. I like it.
You're lying to me.
Oscar. Why did you get
Poor
blushing?
Oscar. Poor Sarita's husband. Imagine.
No, it would be good to study a little bit about that, right?
that's
About
cool.
how
It
people
is.
look
That's
and move, and
It is.
we
it
could
Well,
use
the
it
thing
in
is,
our advantage.
I know the main topic for today is communication. Why society today is not very tolerant, or we rush to judge, or we don't have the results what we want, that we were expecting, many times, and I would say, and dare to say, most of the times is because of a lack of good and the best communication.
That's right.
So remember the tips that we just gave you. Remember that it is always good to listen first carefully, and then speak wisely, analyze the body language. What else? Olga?
Communication, it is not only about speaking, but
Okay.
also about listening well.
Well, that is the phrase, the famous quote.
For
So
today.
remember, communication is not only about speaking,
Yeah.
but
Listening well.
thank you very much, Sarita. Thank you very much, Sister Olga.
Thank you, Lucy.
I thank God for all the listeners and viewers that are right now following us. So until the next opportunity, we will bring a new topic, a different topic that we will discuss and share with you all. Remember, stay blessed, stay happy, and God bless you all. Until the next opportunity.